Good afternoon, people. I thought I'd bring you live from the top of the M20. This is just before the Eurotunnel at 11, between 11 and 11A this afternoon. French decided that they're going to try a post-Brexit trial on their equipment. Obviously this chaos has been going on. I don't know if there's any drivers stuck in this queue that can see us. Now, police are escorting vehicles through at the moment on the M20. So obviously total chaos. So 2 lanes of queuing lorries now, right the way back to junction 11. Junction 11's been closed and police are escorting vehicles through in bubbles. They haven't actually implemented Operation Stack yet. They've just closed it. These two stationary lanes of lorries have just appeared since about 9 o'clock this morning. So it's literally chaos. More bubbles. Yeah, we've got rid of the bubble to the Eurotunnel bubble. We'll quickly go over this side here. So we'll just come over here. So you'll see. And this is post-lockdown. So what we understand is we've heard that Dover tap is in place as well, and that every lorry that's freight concerned is also being moved and checked before it goes out the port, as well as the Eurotunnel. So Police and Highways have implemented a closure at junction 11 at Hive to obviously stop a lot of lorries joining there. Yeah, this has been going on since about 9 o'clock this morning, just queues and queues. If you're one of the lorry drivers stuck in this queue, give us a honk. This is what the future is going to be. Obviously the closure has a knock-on effect to the little back roads. This is not where I am at the moment. It's like a knock-on effect of hundreds of cars going down these back roads. So you'll see now that the police have let a block of cars through now, and it will go empty. So it looks like they're escorting vehicles through in bubbles. So we'll give you a little pan around on where we are. What we've obviously witnessed a lot of the trains are empty, half empty as they leave. They're not full up. Obviously, we've been watching that down at the other part of where we can watch, and we can see half the trains are actually leaving empty because they just can't get the lorries on quick enough because of the checks, and obviously they want them to depart. So obviously you got another load of lorries. I don't know if you can see further in the picture coming towards you. We'll try and move in a bit. So these other lorries here are obviously going down to Dover by the looks of it, or I'm assuming they're going to Dover. So I mean, like we said, we've been streaming, and these poor lorries here haven't moved at all. On the carriageway here, they're just sat there. They're stationary. Past couple of hours we've been here. So if you look on that side, we'll move you over this side over here, and we'll show you the other side over here. So you've got another 2 queues worth there. So we'll just plot up here for a bit. So this is live on the top of the M20, just before junction, or between junction 11A, post-Brexit. Or pre-Brexit trials that have obviously that are in force at both Dover and at the Eurotunnel. Absolutely, Kent, once the Garden of England is now about to become the car park to Europe. And this is right the way down to the tunnel, and the queues at the tunnel are horrific as well. They're 4 or 5 deep. Right the way back to the entrance of Eurotunnel. That is the M20 coastbound closed by the looks of it. It looks like what they're doing is they're escorting vehicles through under bubbles. So next time we see a bubble come through, we'll go over the other side and we'll show you. But absolutely, this is only the start of it. So it looks like these vehicles, there's police vehicles that are going up and down, escorting a group of vehicles through past the 2 lanes of stationary lorries. I think obviously the other concern is obviously these lorry drivers work for themselves or work for companies, but obviously they have got hours as well, so there's a massive safety aspect involved there as well, in terms of obviously the delays and whether or not their loads are going to be delayed and whether or not they're going to be delayed. I think it's going. It was 3 from about 9 till 11. It's now about 6 to 8 miles. They're queuing lorries at the moment, so it's just quite amazing on how many lorries actually use the Eurotunnel on a daily basis. It's, you know, obviously we live down here. It's something we don't really pay attention to. They're on the, you know, whilst earning and turning and moving, we don't really look at that. We've checked with Eurotunnel and they've said it's the French. There are no migrants involved or delays. It is the French carrying out their trial pre-Brexit on checking all passports, paperwork. So what it looks like further down, that I can see, I try and zoom down, looks like they're now trying to form a third lane. So we've got 2 lanes there. That's obviously at junction 11. This is just before junction 11A for Eurotunnel. Obviously speed restrictions have been set to 30, they said highways. So we'll see, we're just going to go over the other side again because there's another escort coming through, so we'll sort of see what the operation is that Kent Police are doing. Looks like they're doing, like I said, it looks like they're operating some sort of bubble or shuttle to bring vehicles through slowly, so we'll just tighten this up. So if you watch the centre of the screen in lane 2 there, you'll see a group of vehicles being slowly escorted past these stationary lorries. And I guess the worry is as it gets dark, there's obviously a safety aspect because these drivers are obviously sat in their lorries. I mean, you would have thought the slow escorts pass would be something for Highways England, obviously. They have a lot of resources down here. And we would have thought that would have been a Highways England job to escort these past. Here you can see these vehicles slowly going past, no more than 10-20 mile an hour. So we're just going to go across there because police have stopped everyone again now. So if you look there, So this lorry driver, there's obviously something wrong with this lorry or lorry driver, or we'll just come out a bit so you can see. So you can see again, just something trivial. So again then, obviously where the traffic's been stopped there, literally 2 minutes of traffic, and we'll come across and show you now what the knock-on effect is. So 2 minute closure that's still in place. We're into this situation now. So obviously this is the southbound of the M20 between junctions 11 and 11A. Into the tunnel is just 4 lanes of queuing lorries. And now obviously the police have closed the M20 totally. On this side here, we'll go back over. There we go. They've just started to move it again now. So like I said there, we're escorting this group of traffic through. You'll see what a knock-on effect this is having, just how much traffic actually uses the M20 where the 3 lanes were closed, obviously literally 2-3 minutes maybe, and it's just chaos again now. So obviously all these lanes are now going to be blocked from where, because obviously once they get round the corner there's a chain of stationary traffic there of lorries that have been sat there for a number of hours. So obviously that's a knock-on effect for the ambulance who's trying to get through as well. So now obviously where that lorry's broken down, or there's an issue with that lorry, the other lorries are now trying to pull out to get around him. So obviously you've got the live traffic. So and then obviously now this other lorry's going to go and try and go into lane 3. See, obviously a lot of these other lorries are just not paying attention. They're just pulling straight out because obviously they've been here quite a long time. They don't want to obviously miss their space. So you can see their car obviously narrowly missing that lorry. Where are highways, England? Yeah, where you would have thought highways could have been sent down for that lorry, or they would have had some sort of control over it. Really is nice as paint, isn't it, I guess. So obviously the breakdown of that lorry, or the fault on that lorry, is having an effect, because obviously it's now taking out that lane. So obviously there's now 2 live lanes on the M20 when traffic's allowed through. Absolutely, it is an accident waiting to happen. Because the problem you've got is once that little gap fills up there with them cheeky lorries there, so 4 or 5 more lorries move into that gap, you're in a situation where these other lorries have got to pull out again. Absolutely, I don't think they do realise it's broken down. So what's going to happen is those lorries in the end are going to work out that he has broken down and pull out into the live lane. But obviously because they're overseas lorry drivers, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to see.